Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I haven't done anything in a long time, and y'all know that. I've been pretty busy. I don't have a place to YouTube from, so I'm actually just laying in my bedroom, just chilling. Was watching some stuff on YouTube about all this stuff going on with this, attempt on Trump's life, which I'm very upset about, but at the same time, there are some really confusing aspects to all of this. So, whenever, at first seeing it, it looks like a clear-cut, somebody hired this guy to get on this roof and shoot him. Then you realize that the roof that he shot at Trump from, was supposedly shot at Trump from, was so easy identifiable, especially from the roof where the Secret Service snipers were positioned. If I would have been there, I'm just a deer hunter. If I would have been there, that is something that I would have been looking at because I'm not stupid. I know that throughout history, other snipers like to shoot at important people from rooftops. That is something that I would have been looking at. That sniper would have never got a shot off. I like to. I'm not no amazing shooter, but 150 yards, I got that. 200 yards, I got that. 300 yards, I got that. Out to 400 yards, I could hit 10-inch steel. Even further than that, I'm not exactly sure my furthest shot. But even a mediocre like me, I am confident that if I was on that roof, that guy would have been dead before he was able to pull a trigger. I've seen multiple videos of some guy wearing a Trump visor with the fake hair on top, kind of like a Guy Fury visor, saying that he was pointing up at the roof, saying there's a guy up there. He told local law enforcement nobody was doing anything, that the Secret Service was looking at him in their binos, not doing anything, not taking a shot. But I started digging into it a little bit more. I was looking at the location of the shooter, what they were saying, that he was supposedly on a roof that was gray from the aerial footage. But when you look at the actual footage of him dead up there, the roof is white. And he is nowhere near. He is on the opposing side of the roof cap, at least 10 feet down. Which from that video, if you watch the video that the people took of the shooter up there, he is nowhere near that. So he would have had a big hill of roofing material in between him and the target, which was President Trump. Makes absolutely no sense to me. Makes even less sense in the fact that the Secret Service didn't spot him and take him out before he was able to pull the trigger in the first place. Also, another thing, they interviewed somebody who knew him in high school, supposedly knew him in high school. Said that the guy was a weirdo, and the media baited him into saying that he was also a loner, because that's what they like. They like the shooter, the assassinator of their political opponent, to be labeled a loner. That way, it's not tied to a certain party, which in this case would be the Democrat Party. So there's that. I'm not sure what's going to happen to this video. I'm not sure if they're going to completely take down my channel because of this video. Since I have been talking about similar stuff like this on my outdoor channel, I've been completely censored, where I barely get any views anymore. Now just hold up, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go back into some other stuff I noticed. Yeah, this might do it. This might be my last strike or whatever. The first time I ever got a strike, I couldn't use my channel for months. Not just the 2 weeks or 1 week that they advertise and their stuff. They did it for months because they knew that I was dropping bombs over target. And I'm not nobody special. I'm just saying what I believe and what I see, and they don't like it. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with violence or hate speech or anything like that, racism or bigotry or homophobia or anything like that. It's because what we say as people on outlets like this is exposing them, and they don't want that. They want to get away with what they are doing. So anyways, after seeing this stuff and looking at this stuff, it just doesn't make sense to me. I think the bullets came from somewhere else. I'm going to be completely honest with you. After seeing the video of the shooter and where his position was in the roof from that video, you can't even see the ridge cap in that video. He is way, so he is where my knuckles are, and he has to be able to see over this stuff in front of him, which is more roof. You can't even, in the video, you can't even see, even though the video does spread out in front of him a good ways, you still can't see the ridge cap, which is where the roof bends and goes the other way, to shed water. You can't see that, so it doesn't make sense how from that position he could have seen and shot at President Trump. Y'all go look at these videos yourself. You can look them up, say just to, say video of Trump shooter or whatever, and they'll pop up and it'll show him on the top of this building that has tan siding with an open door on the side of the siding, and then some white roofing, metal corrugated roofing. It just doesn't make sense that from that position he could have shot at President Trump. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. A lot of people starting to speculate whether or not the Secret Service had anything to do with it, because like I said before, I would have been able to, that have been something I would have been scanning back and forth with my rifle scope, being on that that sniper position behind President Trump on top of that red barn-like building, and which also had a white roof on it. There was 2 or 3 snipers on there to Trump's right, which is the way that the shot came from, if Trump would be facing the crowd, and there was more snipers on the other roof behind him to his left, which were fixed on looking the other way, which if Trump would have been looking out at the crowd, it would have been to his left. The shots came from the right, supposedly. It's just really, really crazy, everything that's going on, from, them doing what they did to that bridge in Maryland, where you can literally see, what is that stuff called, that melts metal. You can see the sparks on the bridge when they're demoing this bridge. A ship bumps into it, so the whole bridge falls down. That is not how that works. That is not how those bridges are made. Those bridges are made to be durable. But the bridge was breaking in these sections, and you're seeing sparks fall from sections first. It's called thermite. The same thing they used on most likely on the Twin Towers, from what people are saying at this point and what the evidence shows. This stuff is crazy. There's so much conspiracy going on. We as American people don't know where to look. And it's gotten at this point, pretty hard to identify what is actually going on and to put all these different numbers together to make a story for ourselves as to what is actually really going on. Because just like me, on Biden's inauguration night or whatever, there was supposedly fireworks shooting off, but people were videotaping out of their Washington, D.C. apartments and houses and saying, look, on my TV, look, my TV's showing that there's fireworks, but look outside, there's no fireworks. And multiple different things like that. And the fact that Biden had to fly to the inauguration on a rented jet while Trump flew to Mar-a-Lago on Air Force One, and Biden is still flying under the call sign of NA, non-applicable, and the people that attended and participated in the inauguration, the military members especially, didn't have any markings, ranks, medals, any of that stuff on their uniform. I've never seen anything like that before. Like, what is really going on? That people have kind of stopped talking about that, but it's really important because nothing like that has ever happened. And now for this assassination attempt, I do believe that it was a real attempt. People actually died. As soon as it happened, Trump reaches up, touches his ear, and when he pulls his hand away, you could see blood on his hand. People that were there and within visual saw the blood also. It didn't blood like that. Even fake blood just can't come from nowhere. He was hit by something. He was hit by a bullet, I believe. And I believe that it was the hand of God that he survived this. I believe that this was, like they say, if they know that they're not going to be able to beat you, the first thing they do is they try to tarnish your name. So they try to spread bad stuff about you. Then after that, they'll threaten your family, and then they'll try to take you out in court, and then maybe threaten your family some more. Their last thing that they do is they kill you. Tucker Carlson brought up in an interview with Benny Johnson, and also straight to Trump's face. And multiple other people, including Alex Jones, have said they're going to try to kill him. And I'm not I'm not going to say who tried to kill him. Y'all all know, is who's behind this. But what are we supposed to do? You know, as people, I mean, and what I mean by that, what are we supposed to do? I mean, what are we supposed to think? How are we supposed to sort all this out to figure out what the truth is? I believe 100% if the American people knew the truth, there would not be a Democratic Party. Like, even the Democrats themselves would be appalled. They would be vomiting in the streets when they have found out what has happened to children, especially infant children, and the manner that these kids die and what happens to them, and also the religion of the deep state and what that entails and what their actual motives are and what they're trying to accomplish. If that stuff was brought out to light, there would not be a Democratic Party today, and most of the Republican Party would be some of them would be involved too, as whether they be sellouts and be installed in the Republican Party to later on show their true colors, basically tear off their sheep's clothing and show that they're a wolf, kind of like Mitch McConnell and other Republicans they call rhinos. This is a dirty game, and it is hard as American people, as us, as patriots, to figure out what's going on. So anyways, like I said, I'm not on here very much anymore. I'm not even, I don't even have, I was responding to everybody's comments. Every comment that I would get, I respond. I haven't had YouTube Studio for a while. On this, I've changed phones a couple times and haven't had it, so I haven't responded to anyone's comments. I apologize for that. And still, a lot of people are saying if Trump would have died, it would be the end of America as we know it. It's done. It'd be done. It's too late to raise up another Republican candidate, especially one that we trust. It would probably be a rhino, somebody that they would, be ready. That would be ready to stab the American people in the back when it came to time, and it'd be over for us. But it's not really, God, I believe God's in control. I believe God's hand was there to save President Trump, our rightful president. And I also believe that the only real hope for our country is Jesus Christ. That it's just as simple as that. That's where we're at now. We're at the point where our only hope is our faith in Jesus Christ, and who he is as a God, the ultimate power that can do whatever he wants, obviously. But us as people, there's nothing we can do, at all. Even when it comes to January 6th, I believe in the Second Amendment, even though that those people that stormed the Capitol, a lot of them had good intentions. Hey, they're not listening to us. They're in there doing what they want. They're in there, doing this shenanigans. So they were all down with going storming in there. If I would have been there, that would have been something that I would have most likely done. I would have went in there to be like, hey, we're outside and you're ignoring us. We know what y'all are doing in here is wrong. This is supposed to be a government for the people, by the people, for the people. And y'all are turning it into a banana republic. We're tired of it, and y'all are going to change what y'all are doing. But instead, they demonized all those people. They arrested them. They put them. They turned them into political prisoners, and and by doing that, it shows people that believe in the Second Amendment that if you do try to stand up and take back your country from tyranny with the aid of a rifle or any type of other firearm, that you're just going to be turned into a prisoner, most likely probably shot and killed. But the thing is that's what those people were doing. They were exercising their Second Amendment rights without a firearm. They were trying to save their country from tyranny by storming the Capitol. So like a lot of us now, they were just like, what do we do? If something bad happens, like that, and we have to go and save our town, if the UN starts rolling down the streets, how long will it take before they get some civilian pushback, before shots start getting fired at them? Because I honestly believe that the penalty for tyranny is death. That people like Joe Biden, which I don't believe is the real Joe Biden. If you look at pictures of the guy who served with President Trump and this guy who is serving now, it's just not something is not right. The ears are wrong. The eyes are wrong. Lots of stuff is wrong. What would have happened to the real Joe Biden? I don't know. Why wouldn't they have just used another candidate? Why wouldn't they? I have no idea what's going on. Why is the Hillary Clinton that's running around now either 12 inches or like a noticeable amount taller or shorter than the original Hillary Clinton? Like, what is really going on is what I really want to know. A lot of people are addressing these questions that are kind of out in the open, but nobody is talking about the real stuff. Like, what is actually going on? I remember seeing a video of Trump out at a golf course. And there was a bunch of women in one of the buildings there having a meeting, and Trump decided to stop by because he was already there playing golf. And they were like, "We want you back." And Trump told them, "You're going to like what's going to happen." Like, they already had this planned out, that basically, like, they had to let things go this way after the experiment, which was Myanmar, and the military took over there because of the shenanigans election. They took over there and overthrew all that stuff. Well, there's a lot of civilian pushback, and not because they were basically brainwashed. They thought that everything was hunky-dory, but it wasn't, or whatever. So they decided not to go a certain way with it over here. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. I hear a lot of stories about what they call white hats and is going against the Democrats, and it's basically like a big chess game right now, like a movie. Just sit back and eat your popcorn. It definitely seems like that, because if you look back from the beginning, like I just said about how the inauguration that fake inauguration happened and all that stuff, and Lady Gaga going there wearing a Hunger Games pin, the Mockingjay, on her dress, and about all that stuff there that was going on with the fireworks that were happening but not happening, and all that stuff. You have to kind of think about that as you're seeing what's going on now and try to put all that together and try to make sense of it. It's really hard. I would like to be on someone else's show, some type of podcast, or even talk to somebody like Vivek, which I'm not sure if he's a wolf in sheep's clothing or not, because some of his the categorization of his speeches and the way he puts his wording together is very similar to things that Obama has said. And the media hasn't really been against him at all. So I don't know, but I would like to speak to certain people, even Donald Trump, if I can be like, "Look, I'm here to talk to you. I would like to get some of it on video, but for some of these questions I want to ask you that I know that you wouldn't answer on video, I will literally strip butt naked, show you that I don't have a wire on me. Y'all can check my clothes. I'll put my camera out, my phone, and whatever type of recording devices I have out in some car somewhere, and then I could ask you these questions about that inauguration, like I just talked about. What happened with that? Why is Joe Biden still flying under the call sign of NA if he's supposed to be Air Force One? Why did you fly to Mar-a-Lago on Air Force One whenever that plane should have been handed over to Biden, the president? Why didn't that stuff happen? Why did you make certain statements basically hinting that, like Melania, whenever the inauguration happened, she made a tweet that said, so basically, paraphrasing, something happened, we had to postpone. We couldn't do what we needed to do. Because all of America was expecting a big old arrest to happen on that inauguration video thing. That would have really showed that they had every intention of going through with the crime they've committed, and that they were going to be arrested for those crimes. And that's what we're all hoping to see. But that something supposedly happened, and then Trump made those comments at that women's Republican meeting at that golf course about you're going to like what's going to happen, and other similar things to that. Like, what does that stuff mean? Like, what's actually going on? Like, we would like to know. I would like to know. Obviously, we can't know because if it is a sting operation, like I've heard them call it, or certain people call it. I watch a lot of David Nino Rodriguez. I believe he is just a guy. You can see the look on his face whenever he's talking to certain people. He's just trying to figure things out because he's worried about his country. I could see that. Like, the guy wants to see America survive. And I'm in that same boat with him. Like, I literally am. Just like a lot of you that are watching this right now, all 35 of you that might watch this video, which is terrible because I've been completely censored. I don't even know what I'm going to call this video. So anyways, I'm just trying to shed some light on what I've seen going on, what happened with that, where that guy was at on that roof, based on physics. That guy didn't, there was too much roof in front of him at an upward angle for him to be able to see the president from where he was. And that's why I made this video. So anyways, I love y'all. Jesus loves you, and I will see you next time.